Alfonso, starting off with you today, how are things?
Fantastic, crazy as ever. Good morning, Damien.
It is. It's good to have you back again. It's been a few weeks since you've been on, and whenever we have you on, we get tons and tons of calls and letters and emails, and they're about 50-50, like, don't like Alfonso.
Yeah, I think you're being nice about that. I think it's all don't like, but that's okay.
No, actually, we don't get any calls or letters when you're on. Just kidding.
All right, I'm working
So I thought we would start today with introducing a new segment for the Girard Realty Show, because as you know, the purpose of the show is to inform and to bring together a group of experts, and you are a buyer agent expert.
That I am.
And one of the segments that we want to get started is what we're going to call the Contract Minute.
Oh,
so
yeah.
There are 9,000 real estate agents in the St. Louis area, which in itself is crazy to me.
Yeah, staggering number.
Maybe 1 out of 10 of those people actually makes a living selling real estate.
That's kind of what I hear, yeah.
Yeah, so about 30% of those do an average of 0 transactions a year. And so we talk a lot on the show about how buyers and sellers should choose how they should pick their real estate agents. And our biggest thing always in that market or that area is current experience, right? So
right.
You and I have talked about experience and what that means and how it's measured. And, you know, we frequently have other agents say, well, honey, I've been doing this for 35 years. And, you know, we do more transactions in a month than they've done in 35 years.
Number of transactions in a year is always a great way to rate an agent.
In the last year. So,
right.
Anyway, getting back to contracts. So we all use the same forms. St. Louis Association of Realtors, they put out the forms. We all use them. The one form that is consistently in every contract that we write for the buy side and that we get on every contract on the sell side is the Appraisal Rider. Mm-hmm. So just real quick, what's the Appraisal Rider for? What does it do?
Well, the Appraisal Rider protects the buyer and also is used by the lender to establish the value of the property so that the loan that they're obtaining for the property is substantiated.
Well, and it comes down to LTV, loan to value, because the lender is going to assign a certain value to that property, and they're going to require that there be some sort of equity position, and the value is going to be assigned by an appraiser. Mm-hmm. Now, we could have a whole show about, you know, my feelings about appraisers and how those numbers actually work in the real world, but the reality is that the Appraisal Rider is what gives the buyer the option if the appraisal does not come in for at least the amount of money they've agreed to buy the house for.
Right. They have 3 options. Mm-hmm.
And so the first option is?
They could just terminate the contract and say, we're out.
So if you make an offer and you get accepted or you agree to pay $250,000 for a house and the appraisal comes in at $249,000, you can just walk away.
You can walk away and get your earnest money back.
But if it's only $1,000 off, now, I mean that might be a reasonable thing to do if you're 20,000 or 20%, right? But if it's only $1,000 off, what are the other options?
Well, the second option would be that you could ask the seller to adjust their price by $1,000.
So you can renegotiate the contract.
Yes, sir.
Which you might do. I mean, if you're within, I don't know, 3 or 4 or 5% or something,
right.
Or if it's not a super competitive market.
But
right?
at $1,000, you could just say option 3, we'll just pay the $1,000. Let's move forward.
You can ignore it. So,
right.
you know, what's funny is I've never had buyers who come in and say, you know, the appraisal came in at $5,000 over our offered price and our accepted price,
right? And
I would like to pay $5,000 more for the house.
That's never happened to me either. That's crazy.
But I have had appraisals come in, you know, $1,000 or $2,000 below,
right.
And then people get freaky and like, oh my God, you know, this appraisal is it's $1,000 off. There's no way we can buy this house.
Yeah, it can be worked out.
So that is your contract minute.
There we go.
And now, if you are thinking about buying or selling, you are going to see an appraisal rider from your contract, and you need to know what it says. And if you have any questions about it, call me. Call me anytime. Damien Girard from the Girard Realty Group and the Girard Realty Show. My number is 314-896-0474, or call Alfonso if you're thinking about buying a house. Buyer, agent extraordinaire, asset manager in the real estate department. Alfonso, what is your phone number?
They can call me on my cell, 314-484-5154. I'm here to help you.